You either is or you ain't. You do or you don't. You can or you can't. Or you will or you won't. Either way, baby, a good man, well, he's hard to find.
That Tennessee is the premier program in baseball in the country. And while part of me agrees with that, what you say is LSU? Don't they have 2 in like 3 years or 4?
They do. I just don't know if, I mean, I don't. Well, LSU, in my opinion, as far as college baseball goes, has probably been in the running as the best in the fucking country for many fucking years now.
Yeah, I mean, certainly.
If not the best. I mean, I can think all the way back to Ben McDonald. That was what, 90s? Early 90s? Mid 90s. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't know. I don't know why it wouldn't be LSU.
And this was right after they won the whole damn thing. I was like, that doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel accurate.
Well, that umpire's catching hell.
Well,
I mean, you'd think you'd allow a little more slack or at least a fucking warning, man. Goddamn World Series. It could have been the game deciding.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I don't like when officiating decides anything.
No. And that guy had been a Major League Baseball umpire and had gotten demoted back down to college. So, in a sense, I guess they're thinking they're putting their best guy on the job, but he's a fucking has-been.
That's right. You couldn't make it up yonder. I mean, these guys are like right below. The most, there's their championships. 91, 93, 96, 97, 2000, 2009, 2023, and 2025. They've got 8 since 91.
Yeah.
LSU's the premier baseball program in the country. It's not even close. Now, that's not to take away anything from Tony. You know what Tennessee needs more than anything else? They need a game manager. It's hard to be everything on the team for everybody. And Tony's obviously a really good motivator and a great recruiter, right? He knows talent.
Big time.
He definitely needs
for sure,
a sidekick. He needs
looks a lot better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Need a game manager.
Yes.
Have one, and that's cost them a little bit.
Yeah.
And they need some defensive work. It is good to see Christian Moore. Did you see him?
I seen him hit the game-winning hit against the
Yankees.
Yankees.
First hit of his career against the Yankees.
Yeah. And game winner.
Yep, he's gonna be good. He hit a home run yesterday, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've been all over it on the Animal. I listened to it on the way to work and back just to kind of
singing his praises, or just
trying to keep up with stuff. Yeah. Well, just reporting.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely singing his praises as well. Some more than the others, but yeah. They've taken a vested interest for sure. As far as
I'll say this for him, it's the hardest position to. There's a lot of second basemen because that's where they put the guy that's the least fielder in the infield, in my opinion. Right? I mean, there have been some great second basemen, but name 5 fucking Gold Glove winning different second basemen. I'll give you the rest of the day. There are, but
Ryan
I can't.
Sandberg. I just had two in my head. Ryan Sandberg, and then you had fucking Alomar. That was my second one, and then you have the Knobloch.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is that those are great fielders.
Wally fucking Backman. By God.
Mets. Although they beat the Red Sox, so
yeah.
Mets fan.
Well, he just had a great mustache, and again, and getting that clip where he got kicked out of taking the bats out of the.
That whole side of the infield had a great mustache.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Hernandez
and him, and then over here you had Ray Knight.
Yeah,
who's played short?
Probably the meanest third baseman ever in history.
Yeah, well, if you're the second best athlete in your house, you'd be pissed off too.
Yeah.
Greatest women golfer of all time, maybe. Certainly right. Top 3 or 4.
That's a good call. Yeah.
Nancy Lopez.
Yeah, Nancy Lopez kicked Ray Knight's ass.
Ray Knight's not a Hall of Famer. Nancy Lopez is. Let's just start there. Anyway, I don't remember who played short on that team.
It was not Mookie Wilson. I'll think of it in a minute.
But it's Dykstra, Strawberry, and who's over
there? Kevin Mitchell.
Oh, yeah.
Made the bare hand catch.
I always see him in a Padres uniform for some reason. But I guess that's when he was jacked and hitting 50 home runs or whatever, didn't he? He led the league in home runs once, I think, Kevin Mitchell. Well, that was a good old days.
He was not Padres, the Giants. He was with the Giants.
Okay.
Yeah, he left New York, went to San Francisco.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Played out there with Clark and Matt Williams. And
Will Clark's not in the Hall of Fame?
All that stuff, yeah. He is on, hey, should we start? Are we just going to say we started? Hey, you've been listening to us just ramble. One more for the good guys. McGill Billy with you.
I'm Jamie.
Welcome back. So now we're official. You guys know I'm not even going to stick to script. Thanks, follow, subscribe. If you've done that so far, great. If you haven't, shame on you. Get to it. But all jokes aside, thanks for all the love on social medias. And as Jamie says each week, that's all of them, as well as here on the YouTubes. I am smoking because we got to there was a lot of good stuff. At any rate, maybe a gummy right before wasn't. Any rate, I'm having a great
always
time.
Works for me.
Wonder how many times I'm going to say at any rate.
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
It's one of your go-tos, though.
Jesus.
But not a lot of people use it, so it really doesn't seem overused.
Yeah. Jesus.
I did use it
Blessed
the other day.
Redeemer.
To somebody said at any rate. I was like, there's McGill.
I am smoking. I don't know what I'm smoking. It's a cigar. But this was given to me by a great friend of mine, a fan, and a fellow that I've known for a long time. He, him and his family, all. I've met his mother, his wife, and sister, and the whole family. But thanks to Carmen Caprio for the smoke. Carmen said that he was visiting up in Pennsylvania, where he's from, and I think he's pretty close to Latrobe, if I'm remembering correctly.
Latrobe, the thriving metropolis.
Home of Rolling Rock beer.
That's right.
And Arnold Palmer. So, but this was a house blend from a Dominican house blend from a little shop that he stops at up there. And really beautiful cigar.
It is.
Closed foot. So, you guys know the rules with the closed foot. Just get you a soft flame.
It's a big bastard, too. That's a Torb. That's a 56 or something.
I'd say, I don't know, 54 maybe, 52.
Maybe. Bigger than a 50. for sure.
It's definitely bigger than a 50. I'd say 52.
I'd be 6.5. That's a big smoke right there.
But,
that's a big.
well, thanks, buddy.
Well, thanks. This here's 10 inches.
But yeah, really nice looking smoke. And I've had it in the humidor for a while, and I just was very undecided on what to do and what to smoke. So, cheers, Carmen. Thanks, buddy.
I am smoking halfway through it. The San Cristobal by my father, Quintessence, which was cigar number 3 cigar of the year from the Empire, if you will, Cigar Aficionado. Who is their Darth Vader? We'll find out. This thing is fantastic. It's Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. And it says Nicaraguan tobaccos grown by the Garcia family. So it's a secret Nicaraguan binder and filler. I'd say it's a
cigar.
Great cigar. It's got all kinds of it says coffee and spice here. I get it says and a unique sweetness. I'll go with that. But it's very cedary to me right now. But it's also got some of that deep.
But I never found it like an ass kicker either.
No, they say medium to full. I'm saying medium all day long.
Yeah,
right
I would
here.
agree with that.
No way it's a medium to full. But
I mean, even as it gets closer to the end, I don't think it goes to full.
Well, this Ecuadorian Habano wrapper gives a little bit of spice, but it's very little. I say this, the champagne is a lot more full, I would say, than this. So I would say medium all the way. Fantastic though. Great. I mean, anything that the Garcias make, I mean, come on. If you made a list of Garcia cigars and God, I don't even know if I could do top 30.
Yeah, man.
The 30th one would be good enough to smoke the rest of your life. They don't make no bad stuff.
I've seen all kinds of people shitting on the Cigar Aficionados deal with the judge. My father, the judge, cigar being number 1 of the year. And they're just like, there's no way. There were so many great cigars and there was so this and that. And of course, the other thing about everybody with Cigar Aficionado that everybody's, all got their tits all twisted up about is the fact that, it's called pay to play. And that, when you see those Cigar Aficionado top 25 lists, most of the time you're seeing people who spend advertising money to keep the magazine to tip top Magoo, to keep it at the number 1 spot as far as in print media. And, it's just, okay, maybe say it is.
Here's the big surprise. They're in business.
Yes, exactly. And people don't need to get all twisted up and, God, how much do you all want to be right all the time?
And here's the other thing. How many people got introduced to cigars with Cigar Aficionado? All of us?
And that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Very good. The entire cigar boom of the 90s is because of Cigar Aficionado. No two ways, shape, forms, fashions about it. That shit's in the book. So if you want to argue with that, go blindfold yourself and play out in the street. I don't want to do business with you.
Right. And here's the other thing too. I read the periodicals mostly not for the reviews, but for the background information. Hey, here's something new coming out. I like the ones where they'll smoke something from the 50s that they've had forever,
Mm-hmm.
But as far as reviews go on anything, you got to take that with a grain of salt. And I said on the show the other day, a top 25 cigar on Cigar Aficionado. I've never had a cigar that was a top 25 and thought it was a dud. Now, I had them all? No.
Yeah.
No, but it's not like they're out there giving Gurkha the top 4 spots. And there are some good Gurkha cigars. I just don't appreciate them as much anymore because I'm not getting them in sampler packs pushed down my throat. But this, the Garcia, the judge, is the judge my favorite, my father? No, it's not. It's not.
And it might be one of mine.
It is one of your favorites.
One of. Yeah. Flor de las Antillas is the the best My Father, period. I mean, and that, but again, and guys, I said I don't want to do business with you. You know, that's a joke. I say, but it's like a joke,
like,
but only smaller. But at any rate, one more.
Yeah.
I love the Judge. I've probably got about 6 or 7 over there that I've had for several years now left. And man, every time I grab one out, it's just like, it just gets better and better and better,
man.
I seen Cigar Hound Dog the other day had reviewed the Judge, and he did it in the Gran Robusto size, which is it looks like a little Snickers bar, like what, you know. But at any rate, he gave it a memorable ranking, and that guy don't throw shit to the wind.
Well, people like that I trust more because they're putting their face on the review. You know, who are the people that reviewed for these magazines? Who the hell knows? Cigar Hound Dog, we know he reviewed it. So, and the Judge is great. I like that size. It's thick bastard. But I'll tell you one thing, it's gorgeous. And the band is beautiful. But I like the LeBizu better. It wasn't my favorite. No, but my favorite, My Father, period, is, as far as that whole line is what you said. I don't have a single favorite, but my Flor de la Centilla, the Jaime Garcia Reserva, and
the Blue Label, Pepin,
and the La Roma de Cuba original and Robusto. Those are my fathers too.
Yeah, everything. I mean, La Roma and Santabal, that's all rolled at My Father's factory.
Yeah. So anyway, they don't make a dud at all. It's just, and this one is no exception, and it's gorgeous. It's in the Churchill size. And anybody can smoke this. It's just not too much. Yeah. Even on the retro, just a little bit of hint of in the spice.
No, very good cigars. And this one's shaping up okay. It's got a great construction.
It's pretty as hell, man. It's gorgeous.
It's really pretty. This is the one he brought that was wrapped in the newspaper.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. No, it's a nice cigar.
Something about the shape of it, though. It's a little different. I don't know what it is. Maybe the shoulder of it's a little... Why? I don't know. Doesn't it look a little different than a standard Parejo, or is that just my imagination?
No, not to me. I think it looks about like a...
I bet that some bitch is a 6.5, though. I guarantee it.
I think it looks like it's
Grand Toro.
Grand Toro.
Gran Torino.
Gran Turismo.
That's right.
But yeah.
I mean, when that Gran Torino movie come out, everybody's like, man, you see that Clint Eastwood Gran Torino? Man, that's the best movie he's ever done. And I always said, you need to get out more.
Yeah, no shit.
I can name 10 off the top of my head better than that one.
Probably your parents are going to be real excited when you discover what fire is.
Yeah.
Like,
we'll see you on TV too.
You've obviously not. I mean, it's a great movie, but you obviously haven't ever watched any of his other movies.
Yeah, Unforgiven. Let's start there.
Good grief.
Where he's wearing a cowboy hat is better.
Pale Rider, man.
Oh my God.
It's one of my favorite. Preacher.
Fistful of dollars, few dollars more.
Yeah.
Anyway, and all the Any Which Way You Can movies those are hilarious.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I was thinking the other day, so I was headed up the road and I sent you guys that message saying we need to add this one, a Bellamy Brothers tune. And
Let Your Love Flow.
Yeah. And I just, all of a sudden, I was just like, dude, why are we not playing some old Eddie Rabbit every once in a while?
God, man.
What the fuck? We got the piano. We got we got the band we need to pull it off.
Any of that 70s, 80s stuff we got the band for, yeah.
Well, yeah, but
yeah, especially
specific,
that. Yeah.
You know, because it was, any rate.
Eddie Rabbit. Golly. Yeah.
I love a rainy night.
Oh, man. I tell you a song I thought I was running through, I think I was listening to the Bellamy Brothers tune, That's one of those songs you can sing for 2 weeks, though, right? The chorus on that
Oh,
one. We can play that one for
absolutely.
10 minutes.
And it's got that sound, too.
Yeah, it does, too. It's perfect, You remember that song, All the Gold in California?
Oh, yeah.
That era.
Yeah.
I was running across, do you remember, he passed away now, but Dan Seals.
Houston means that I'm one step closer to you. Yeah, Dan Seals.
Everything that glitters is not gold. Man, that would be a good ballad to do. That's a pretty tune. Yeah, some bitch had success long before he got to country music,
Yeah, and then also as not just as a writer, but as a performer.
Oh yeah, man, he could sing.
But he's him and the other guy that wrote so much stuff.
Oh, was it Seals and something?
He wasn't he wasn't as good. He wasn't as successful as Dan Seals on the performance side of things. But you know who I'm talking about. He wrote that Too Much Month at the End of the Money and Paul Overstreet.
Oh, yeah. He's one of the great songwriters ever lived, Paul Overstreet.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I always, that was part of that era too with Dan Fields and stuff.
England Dan Seals and John Ford Coley, who charted 9 singles between 1976 and 1980. Seals and Crofts. The younger brother of Seals and Crofts member Jim Seals is Dan Seals. England Dan and John Ford Coley charted 9 singles, and including a number 2 hit, I'd Really Love to See You Tonight, before he even went over and did.
God damn. That, fuck. Are you kidding?
Mm-mm.
I really want to see. I mean, that was a fucking mega hit.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't just a hit.
It's one of those. That's one of those that you just hum because you know it. But I mean, he had, and then, this is nuts right here. Seals' a solo career started in soft rock before shifting to country music. Throughout the 80s and into the early 90s, he released 16 studio albums and charted more than 20 singles on the country charts, 11 of which were number 1s.
Damn. 20 and 11.
Meet Me in Montana with Marie Osmond.
Oh, yeah.
Bop, Everything That Glitters. You Still Move Me, I Will Be There, 3-Time Loser, One Friend, Addicted, Big Wheels in the Moonlight, Love on Arrival, and Good Times.
Love on Arrival.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a
good one. 5 more of his singles also charted top 10. Unbelievable. And then he passed away at 61 years old. Suddenly.
Yeah. Man, I had no idea he had that big of a
career.
Yeah.
All I know is his wife left him in the rodeo.
Son of a bitch.
That song, boy.
Yeah. I always hated that Meet Me in Montana, though.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
Some of that I didn't like.
Some of that whiny shit.
Mm-mm. Bop, I can take it or leave it.
See how fast we just turned on Dan Seals.
Yeah.
Fuck Dan Seals.
Rest in peace.
God bless.
God bless him. Bless his heart.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, that's amazing. Amazing.
All right, so our topic for today is not Dan Seals. It is.
It's time? Wait. What time did I get here? Well, I thought, with we've talked about, you guys have heard all about the tariffs and all about the taxes, and of course your regularly priced, your inflational prices what am I trying to say, Jamie? Your annual percentage, price percentage always goes up year after year.
Oh, absolutely. Everything else goes up in price. Why wouldn't these?
Exactly. But in the cigar industry, we've been worried, and we've talked about it behind the scenes, as well as listened to a lot of great folks talk about it. But with the tariffs and the different things that are that have the possibility of really affecting the cigar business. And, but I kind of feel like this is well, let me just read what it is. First quarters, this was from Cigar Aficionado. I'm
putting a sound bite on here of one of the Star Wars, like the Imperial March or something. Every time you say Cigar Aficionado,
my God,
I'm going to hit it. Exactly. That's it.
I love it. But yes, this was an article that came out June 24th, 2025. Imagine that.
This week.
First quarter cigar imports grow by 7.2%. Shipments of handmade premium cigars show impressive gain to start the year. I feel like that's
tariff driven a little.
Well,
buy them before it goes up.
It would have had to came out before. Well, no, this is June, so yeah, it would have been January, February, March, right? That would have been the quarter. In April would have been the quarter. So yeah, it could be. I had it in the one before that originally on my first thought when I seen it, but yeah, if it's from the first of the year and everything, for sure, it could be. It could definitely be media driven and government driven.
And two, by the time the inauguration and by the time you get rolling and stuff, most of the first quarter is over. So realistically, that's probably indicative of the fact that just sales have gone up too.
He doesn't get
rolling till March.
President don't even get inaugurated till what?
January 20th.
Right. So, that's still half the month, over half the month's gone since the first of the year. But any rate, I just thought it was neat. It was a little bit of some positive news, and it might be something light to talk about because we're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff like this in the future. I talked to some good friends from Minnesota the other night, Sarah and her husband, Sarah and Chris. They're watching. Hey. And was talking to them about the cigar business and what we had going and different things, and was telling them about all the stuff in Minneapolis that was being going into effect, and that's going to be a whole nother show we can get into. But all that being said, first quarter cigar imports grow by 7.2%. They say just when we thought there was a slowdown, cigar imports kicked into high gear in the first quarter of 2025. Imports of handmade premium cigars to the United States were up 7.2% over the first quarter of 2024, and more than 93 million cigars were shipped between January 1st and March 31st. Compared to 87 million for
same period last
8.7 million for the same period last year. So kind of a double-edged sword, I guess. Good problem. No, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Yeah, great problem to have, right?
Well, premium cigars.
5 more million cigars a year?
Yeah, a quarter.
Or a quarter.
So 20.
Excuse me.
If it continues to be at that rate.
That's right.
So you've got, I would imagine that like anything else, it had to be tariff driven a little because you're going to try to buy more to get them in the country at a lower rate. So that's got a little bit to do with that. Mm-hmm. But I'd say it's got a lot to do with, hey, people are starting maybe to feel like they can afford a little more. Buying confidence. I'll have to look across the board. I don't know, but either way, that's good news. You can't, regardless of the reason.
Yeah, and we're going to get into more of this stuff, like I said, without giving too much away. But we're going to get into some law stuff and some things that are happening on the forefront, some things that are happening to us on the forefront for being a cigar smoker and or a retailer and or a consumer of any kind. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about. It's not always the funnest stuff to talk about, but that's going to be coming down the pipe. Also, with this marks a sharp turnaround from the previous data released by the Cigar Association of America, the CAA, which is something else you guys are going to be learning about coming forward. Shipments through February were down 8.7%, which made many people think the market for fine cigars was showing some signs of cooling off. Market leader Nicaragua shipped 59.7 million cigars for the quarter, up 8.9%. The Dominican Republic shipped 16.9 million cigars, according to the CAA, down 3.1%. Honduras, which ranks third in shipments, had a 10.8% gain to 15.3 million. So Honduras was the big winner there, it sounds like. Which is good, because those folks are, I got to spend some time in Honduras, not on any kind of tobacco related trip, but with the music, and that a lot of times while we try to bring you local artists and different musicians around town that we know that's been well traveled and stuff, but I got to spend time in Honduras with the USO. Playing and singing for the troops. So the Honduran people are a lovely people, as well as the rest of the ones in Central America too. And you go into a country like that, I'm glad for their business, because that that's another thing that we should talk more about as well. And
economic impact of cigars,
the
in
economic
third world
impact,
countries.
yes, for the world.
Yep.
And especially for those third world countries that are, when I was there, it took 600 Lempira to make the American dollar, $1 American dollar. It was the second most poverty ridden, behind to Haiti. And, but there's lots of good things going on in the cigar business with these factories, and the money getting put back into the economy and bringing some economic growth, as well as being charitable with that. And I only say them because I know for 100% they do it, but for like J.C. Newman and the Fuentes, who have built hospitals, they've built doctors' offices, they have a school, they have a trade section that they teach people the trade of tobacco. So good for Honduras. They need that. And, we don't smoke a lot of Honduran cigars, and that's something we gotta jerk up on too. And that's something we need to do. I guess maybe this is the first quarter show.
Sure.
Even for us, because we hadn't got to see each other in a while. You've had a ton of stuff going on in your life, and as well as mine, and we hadn't got to really see each other and get to do this,
right?
And catch up and work on notes and stuff. So
I looked it up to see
what ours is too.
Where it rated. The poorest country in Central America is Nicaragua. And Honduras is second.
Okay.
So, and I didn't go any further. It says that Nicaraguan, almost all of their economy is agricultural. And you heard him say 59 million cigars got shipped from Nicaragua. Yeah. So that means that the cigar industry is king there.
Yes.
Absolutely necessary.
Absolutely.
And Honduras. The poorest country in all of the Americas is Haiti, and then Nicaragua, in that order.
Okay.
So, in all the Americas, not just Central America. So, the cigar industry is an absolute necessity there.
Yeah, and to tie this back into what we were talking about, seeing these numbers and being up, there's nobody any more happier than the people. The manufacturers, the people, the workers, and the field workers.
Glad to have jobs.
That
Want jobs, man.
Well, and I'm just saying, by having these good numbers again too.
Sure,
you know, because a lot of that is a performance paid position as well. When you're talking about getting out into like the shops where they actually roll and bunch the tobaccos and all that stuff, They get paid per on a lot of stuff. So the better you are,
Yeah. I mean, the best.
Obviously the better pay that you get. So with that being said, that's a good thing that's one more for the good guys right there.
Absolutely.
It's up for them. It's up for us.
And it puts things in perspective too, as far as the legality of things. It's like, with the attack on tobacco in this country, it's based around partial truths for the most part, especially on premium tobacco like this. It never gets said in any of those things.
Yeah.
Hey, if we stop buying this, we're going to send entire nations into absolute chaos.
Yeah. Economic
peril. Because you know what?
Works good together.
Yeah, I like it. And if you take, I'd like to know really, we'll look it up in a minute, 59 million in the first quarter from Nicaragua. How much from Nicaragua was shipped in other countries? I bet you more in the United States than everybody else combined. Guarantee it.
Probably so. There's quite a bit of European distribution on New World Cigars now, but I still don't think it's as much as it could be, though. I mean, given the uncertainties and the indifference of the Cuban product anymore, and then the uncertainty of whether knowing it's real or not. I've seen several different videos about reputable, trusted dealers that have been Habanos dealers. Habanos meaning Cuba. And they've been fooled, and held accountable to make that money back up. So, given all that, I don't know what the numbers would actually average out to, if they're ahead, behind, or slightly, or they're kicking, Yeah,
well, it's not readily available either. I can't really find the information. Okay. So, but you got to think that the U.S. is a big hunk of their business, just like the U.S. is a big hunk of everybody's business for the most part.
Well,
so
yes,
you got the third largest population in the world, the United States, which a lot of people don't realize that, because India and China. India is now number one. They quietly moved into first place, and China is second. First time in our life, but U.S. is third. And I know that we're roughly 1/5 of their population, but our economy is bigger than all those places. So this is the market for almost everything, and it is the life's blood for these countries that sell cigars. It absolutely has to be.
Well, I mean, even if they can sell it, let's just say you're Cuba and you can only sell it.
Right.
You're missing out lots, and then you add in, communism and such, the bad regime and the terrible living conditions and all the different stuff. I had a friend who actually brought me one of these cigars back. Susan, she was just saying, they opened cans of tomato sauce and made pizza sauce out of it, or tomato soup to make their pizzas. In Cuba. I mean, they only have allotted selections allowed that they can buy, and at any rate, it's a huge.
So what you're saying is communism's not really working?
Don't think that's the way to go.
Yeah,
but so I think we should. I think we've talked about it for a while, and not to get. We're certainly not going to get political over it, but it does affect us as a consumer together. It affects us as a retailer, and it also affects the rest of the business that we truly love. Fucks up my 5-year plan.
Yeah, exactly.
So, any rate, another one. Another at any rate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's,
it's been a while.
I haven't counted them, but we'll start.
Oh boy, every time I say it now, I'm just like, yeah.
Or I'll put what if I want to go at a slow rate? Or I'll add some stuff. It'll be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
You got to add this one. I got to get the papers. Get the papers. You got to add that one. I don't know why, but
I love that.
It's law.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Or send us some ideas that we could put in some
sound
bites. Yeah, got to get the papers. Get the papers.
Got to be probably going to be a Dusty Rhodes on there. Got to be one of those
Hard Times.
Yeah, we'll
American Dream. Yeah, we might have to get a little munch on. Yeah.
Apparently, Sting can really do a Dusty impression.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Roll the macho man down.
Intercontinental champion. Cream of the crop. I can't do it. Not very good. Yeah, I mean, we should just, hey, listen, fucking around takes a lot of time.
It really does.
And we should just keep fucking around. That's kind of what I want to do anyways. And bring good stories and good times and
get paid.
Yeah, get paid a little. Get to share something that we love.
Doesn't have to be paid a lot, just enough to get by.
No.
Give me some biscuits and gravy and a cigar. I'm good. Boy, I live in a tent.
Coffee, cigars, biscuits.
Yep. Boy, we need to do a biscuits and gravy episode because I'm telling you what.
Well, if we could eat groundhog.
Well, if we could eat groundhog.
If we could ever figure out how to cook up some whistle pig.
We're going to end hunger in East Tennessee.
Ever come up with a special recipe.
That'll be part of the Christmas spectacular. All this for Second Harvest Food Bank, but we've also got canned groundhog.
A big sack of whistle pig. $5.99 a pound.
All right, the tubo. We're going to talk about tubes, aluminum, or as my grandma. Well, I guess so. Guess so.
Should we talk about that next week?
I don't know.
I'm asking you.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, let's.
It said the only statistic I could get is said that Nicaragua ships nearly 150 million cigars a year, and most of it is here. Is what it said. Now they've already shipped 59 million in the first quarter. So if they even, they're going to, it's good for the economy, man. It is. Those people deserve to have work and to be able to feed their families and everything else. So this unwarranted war on the purest consumer product that you can buy in the United States is silly. Sorry. Handcrafted, artisanal,
100% artisanal, premium luxury product.
That's right.
The most unadulterated form of tobacco that makes it across the borders. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I told somebody the other day the whole Mark Twain thing. Somebody was going on about something. I said, I probably inflated it, but I think I actually looked it up to make sure I said it right. But I was like, he was 79, right?
Something
in
like
1918 when he died.
Yeah.
And I said, do you know what that tells me about cigars? And they're like, what? I said, that means if he would have died in 2024, he would have been 168 years old.
That's right. That's right.
And smoked 20 cigars a day.
Predicted his own death too.
Well, how do you figure it? I'm like, because they were putting a stick in your mouth and cutting your leg off with a fucking hacksaw at that time. That's right. That's how.
Yeah. It's pre-penicillin.
Yeah.
Ish.
Right. They didn't even know to wash their hands before they operated on you.
Yeah.
Guys, it's called practicing medicine for a reason.
Right.
Words mean things.
They never play the game. They only practice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he predicted his own death. He said he was going to go out. He was born in a year that Halley's Comet came, and he said I was going to die when Halley's Comet came again. So yeah, he called it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Called his own shot.
Holy cow.
Sure did.
You know, Haggard did that.
Did he?
Said he told his kid, and he said, I'm going to die on my birthday. Then,
I remember that now that you say it. Damn.
Yeah, ain't that crazy? I've known a couple other folks that went out the same.
Calling their shot.
Well, no, but like just on their birthday.
Oh, yeah.
No, nobody calling their shot. Not that I knew personally. But great cigar. Thanks again to Carmen for this one. It's I'm sure it's a Dominican house blend of sorts, but it was very cool. Nice closed foot, great draw, great construction. It's burnt great. Just hasn't went out this entire time. And the quintessence from San Cristobal cigars that Jamie had. Hey, you want to do another one?
Sure. It says, I was going to say about the Mark Twain thing.
Yeah,
Mark Twain famously predicted he would go out with Halley's Comet. His prediction came true. He was born in 1835, the year the comet was visible, and he died in 1910, so he's 75. The year it returned. Twain even joked that the comet's return would be the greatest disappointment of my life if he didn't die when it did. When it came back.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the probably top 5 most talented people to step on this country, I'd say.
I mean, there's a prize given away in his name, said, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, yeah. And
he's one of those guys.
He could do anything.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Very good. And a great ambassador for cigar smoking.
Yep.
Folks, tune in next episode. We'll tell you all about these the tubes. I think we just gotten started, and again, we were discussing the first quarter.
Yeah, correct.
So there you have it. Be kind. Doesn't cost a dime to be kind to folks. It's but 100% cruelty. You know, when you're being mean to folks, you don't have to be mean. There's always a price to be paid for cruelty. That's the line.
Yeah.
And it's the truth. So be good to one another, and we'll see you next time. Same bat channel.
See ya.
One more for the good guys.
I'll be gone in the morning before the sun comes up, with me and my weenie dog and my pickup truck. And either way, baby, a good man, it's hard to find. I said, now either way, baby, a good man, it's hard to find.